everyone, I'm Lauren Shelkey, a talent advisor here with Katapult Network. If you haven't been to our channel before, feel free to subscribe to learn more about job searching and career tips. As the world kind of inches back towards normalcy, a lot of businesses are trying to transfer back to that in-person interview setting. As they do this, we want to talk about the top 10 things not to do in an interview. Number 1, not showing up at the correct time. Showing up to your interview on time is extremely important. We usually suggest arriving between 10 to 15 minutes early. This allows for any sort of problems that might arise, and it gives you time to prepare, collect yourself, and be ready to go. It's also important to make sure that you're not arriving too early. If you do arrive early, make sure that you sit in your car, listen to a song, go on a walk, whatever you need to do to eat up some of that time. You don't want to sit and just wait in the lobby, as this might make an interviewer feel rushed. They have to get all their stuff done so they can come out and meet you. You want to make sure that they feel prepared, that they're ready to go as well, so they can be present for your interview. And do not be late. Being late may be the reason that you are not picked to continue in that interview process. You want to make sure that you're considering getting gas, any kind of traffic, bad weather before you start out and head to your interview. And if you do have some sort of emergency, get in touch with your interviewer. Email them, give them a call, let them know what's going on so that they're aware of what's going on and you can potentially talk about rescheduling. Number 2, you are underprepared. You haven't done your research. Never show up to an interview if you don't know anything about that company or the role that you're interviewing for. You don't have to necessarily memorize the company's website, but some things to keep an eye out for are, what are the company's values, their mission statements, what are some of their key projects or products. Learn about the company and use the resources. Check out their website, try to better understand what this company's about. In a shorter sense, don't just wing it. Number 3, not following job interview etiquette. Now, a job interview does have a set of standards in which it operates, with certain things being seen unusual or outside the norm. There are a ton of great articles that you can take a look at into job interviewing etiquette. A number 1 for me is silent your phone and shut it off. Make sure it's not visible in the interview. Keep it in your back pocket, keep it in a purse, a bag, whatever you can do to make sure that your phone is not present in the interview. Also worth noting, don't chew gum, don't bring in food, and avoid bringing in your coffee. If you do have someone that is driving you, make sure that they don't come into the place of business with you. Don't bring in anyone into the interview that is not getting interviewed. Number 4, bad-mouthing a previous employer. No matter what happened in your previous employment, take the high road, stay positive, and move on. For example, if you quit a previous job, you could say something like, there wasn't a lot of room for growth, and I'm really looking for more opportunities. Consider what you have to say before you say it. If you badmouth a previous employer, an interviewer might think, if they say something bad about them, what are they going to say about us? And number 5, not asking any questions. At the end of an interview, you are most likely going to be asked, do you have any questions? Not having any questions is going to make you seem underprepared and uninterested. Feel free to check out our video on questions to ask an interviewer, but you can also think about, what's the training process look like? How does one be successful within this role? Take a look, think it over, and be prepared. Number 6, talking about salary and benefits too soon. Now, I know this one seems like an outdated one, but it is still a pretty commonly held belief. Be cautious of when you're talking about salary and benefits in the interview process. Oftentimes, we encourage waiting until at least the second to last round of interview process or when an offer is received. That being said, be ready to answer any questions regarding this if it is brought up by an interviewer. Number 7, acting too desperate. The interview process is definitely difficult. It can be daunting, but don't tell your interviewer how lengthy or difficult it's been for you. You want to make sure it doesn't seem like you're going to just take any job that comes your way, but that you actually are considering the best fit, the position that's going to be right for you. If you don't, it could paint you as someone who's going to be a flight risk if you do take that offer. You want to make sure that you're really showing what you can bring to the table and not just that you'll take any job. And number 8, act like you don't really care if you get the job. On the flip side of our other point, you also want to make sure that you're not acting like you're better than the job at hand. It's a balancing act. Don't act desperate, but also don't act like you don't want the role. Take it seriously. You want to make sure that you show that you're appreciative of the opportunity and that you could see yourself at that company. And number 9, another balancing act. Making sure that you're finding the right balance between being confident and being too arrogant or humble. A job interview is your chance to sell and prove that you're the right person for the job. In order to do that, tell stories detailing your successes rather than just stating that you have certain skills. Be confident in your abilities by backing up your skills, proving them. Don't just be cocky and say that you have them. On the other hand, if you do try to downplay your skills and your abilities in order to come across as humble, this might fail to really help you stand out in the interview process. While it might be uncomfortable to talk about yourself, this is your chance to do so. This is your chance to really prove why you're the right fit for that role. Number 10, and this one is fairly easy. It's simple. Don't lie in the interview process. Be honest and be truthful. Lying during the interview process will most always end badly. Even little lies like adjusting timelines or duties, these are just as important as full-on lies. While lying about qualifications might help you get the job at hand, it may likely lead to being fired. And not just because you're not doing a good job within the role, because it brings into question your integrity, your honesty. Job interviews can definitely be intimidating, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But if you follow these tips, it can only increase your chances of being hired. Have you ever accidentally done one of these things in an interview? How did it end for you? Feel free to comment below and like, subscribe, and as always, keep on watching.